Are you confused, Dan?
Sorry.
Hola.
Last minute technical
yelling.
It's old school. Like I'm waiting for Dan to just start looking at trying to make sure what's going on. Okay, Dan, take 2. Go.
Take two. Gore readings and welcome to Flesh Wound Horror Live. I am Flesh Wound Dan, and I closed that stupid window. That's producer Todd.
Well, I was gonna cut out your fuck up, but now you referenced it, so
it's live. It happens. Pugs Dread.
Namaste.
And Mike Kruger.
Welcome to prime time, bitch.
All right. So how is everybody?
Just to ignore me.
Oh, he introduced you. He said, "There's producer Todd."
Okay, no, that's why I was asking Pugs, not you, Dan.
Now he is just making shit up in his head. Like
Dan's grumpy because it's History Month. So,
damn.
But yeah, we do have an interesting mix of films tonight. Thank you, by the way, for everybody who hung out with us for 4.5 hours last night.
By us, he means him.
Yeah. Well, you at the beginning.
I just didn't run it.
You spread your box at the beginning of the show. So.
Well, Dan was over there edging. Fucking gooner.
So yeah, thanks for hanging out with us. Just in case you were unaware, we did have 3 shows yesterday: a trauma flashback show, we had a Julian Sands show, and the collection update. So lots of content for you guys.
Hey, Pitt.
Hola.
I know.
Good to see you here, brother. Fucking sorry I haven't gotten back to your messages lately. There's been a lot going on, but good to see that you're watching with us.
Still in the States? He's probably on his way in the airport. Nah.
Pitt,
I miss you already.
Yeah, he should. I think he should be back at Norway by now, but let us know, Pitt.
Let us know
where you at?
Yeah. Check in.
Yeah.
Dan, so did you hear the big news today? This is your neck of the woods.
Okay, there's been some different news bits.
Well, the only one that would be Dan specific. It's not really Dan specific, but it's publishing specific. So you're on.
Vinegar Syndrome Publishing. Yes. They purchased Ibon Press, which
is the big one.
The Maniac comics, the Zombie comics, New York Ripper. So that's now owned by Vinegar Syndrome.
So get ready to rebuy them in super fancy boxes with like 3 slips on them.
Yeah,
they're totally gonna do it. I'm totally all in.
I mean, I'm all in. I have the Maniac like little omnibus thing, and they also, I think it came with like a pin or some shit. But I'm not so willing to rebuy it, but I definitely want the From Beyond comics or the Beyond comics. So
yeah, they have each reissue will come complete with all new cover art, new supplemental material, and a stellar new packaging done as only VS knows how.
Damn. Well, maybe in that case, I will be rebuying the comics.
It's called Milking You. Dude, not the good breeding farm.
Have you read the fucking comics with the Maniac? Dude, it's so fucking good. Like the Maniac Cop versus New York Ripper thing is so fucking rad. I was over the moon just sitting one day reading this shit, and yeah, I may have to do a second purchase. I swear, dude, I have more Maniac merch at this fucking point than anything else. I have like fucking 5 shirts, fucking the goddamn comics, like 4 versions of the goddamn movie.
Fuck yeah. Nothing wrong with that.
There's nothing wrong with that. You know what I realized? I have a lot of copies of the different Death Wish movies. I got like I got like 3 of each.
Weren't you just talking about buying a PSP of Toxic Avenger just because?
I absolutely was.
Oh, there's a PSP little fucking gimmick. Yeah.
Yeah, no, there's still some new ones out there, and I almost bought one the other day.
Dude, that's rad as fuck.
What the fuck, Todd?
It'll happen.
Okay.
What I had
wait first.
When I had a PSP, I had fucking like a couple of movies just on deck. Like I had like Pulp Fiction, fucking Godzilla Final Wars. Yeah, that was a fun. I actually did have.
Everyone had the Mummy if they had a PSP movie
because it was cheap as shit. It was like $3.99 at the game store. Man, that brings me back. PSP fucking home video. There you go.
Fucking A. Real quick, Pitt is back in Norway, And Punisher Batman fan said Christmas Cruelty was one of the hardest watches I've ever had. Loved it. That's awesome. And Pitt said, glad you liked our movie. Punisher Batman fan.
Dude,
He also loved XPW.
Yeah, that's awesome, Punisher Batman fan, that you watched it, and thank you for the purchase, because that movie is absolutely one of the most fucked up Christmas watches you could have.
I still got mine within arm's reach. I got one copy in 3 rooms in my house just in case.
See, I'm pissed off because I had it like sitting here, but I just got like a new case, so I just reorganized everything, and it's in alphabetical order now.
Punisher Batman bought it because of you guys. All right.
Well,
Sweet.
Definitely.
Well, we're in the documentary, so check that out.
Yeah, and check out our audio commentary, which is a lot of fun.
Absolutely. All right. So
hopefully we'll do more.
Yeah.
Yes. I don't know. What would be your dream audio? Real quick question before we move on to the reviews.
Besides the one I've already said fillers out.
I was gonna say.
Yeah, your dream audio commentary. You could do the audio commentary for any movie. But think about it first. It doesn't necessarily have to be your favorite movie.
Well, see, part of it is we've done some of the ones I would want to do.
Yeah.
No. I'm saying like officially on the Blu-ray.
I understand, but I mean, the fact that we've done some, like my urge to pick that one disappears from my head.
I got 2, and we're gonna do one of them, and we'll actually probably end up doing both of them. But one, Howard the Duck, for sure. I would love to do that. 2, Big Trouble in Little China.
Me, a Serbian film.
I'm in.
I just think the 4 of us could be very entertaining.
Dead Girl.
Dead Girl too, dude. Like
that's coming up soon. The new Blu-ray coming up.
Is.
So.
Yeah, hopefully Uncle Steven here's our.
Oh, that's right. It is Unearthed, huh? Hey. Yeah.
I already know these things.
What about you, Dan?
This is entirely inaccurate. At this point, the decomposition rate would be here. He's got like his whole like.
I'd have created a new hole already. What are these guys doing? Amateur hour. What about you, Dan? What would you commentate on?
I'm trying to think of one that would be.
My problem is my answer is always going to change too. If I'm going with just stuff I know random stuff about, it might influence me. Dan, sorry.
Yeah,
I'd probably do, if I had my dream, the Waldemar Daninsky Paul Naschy Blu-ray set. Like, it just all of those werewolf movies together, and I could just do them all.
One movie, motherfucker.
I know. He says pick one movie. Pugs with 2. We'll allow that. But then Dan picks a whole goddamn box set.
That's fine. I make the rules. I change.
I'm going to do the Al Adamson set.
Well, Ben Grimm, if you drop some dinero, I can try to convince these guys. He's like, y'all doing a commentary on Cuties?
No, I am not.
I'm in.
We'll make a Patreon level just for that. How's that?
I can invite some people.
Are you going to pay me, motherfucker?
I hope you have a car.
We might only be 3 of us.
You're going to get my book. You're going to get my booking fee invoice sent to you on.
We
PayPal.
should all be just silhouetted like we're in witness protection program.
Oh my God.
We might have to do that for one of the movies for Dan on our Secret Santa.
Yeah, this is true.
Did you answer it, Dan? Oh, you did, but you didn't let me answer. He's going to move on.
Oh, I thought you weren't answering. Go for it.
Well, I figured you just know.
Well, fucking go for it.
Toxic Avenger, I would imagine.
Yeah, well, we probably will do that around the time that the remake comes out. So.
Zombie 7979. I knew Pugs was in.
Pugs is looking for a reason.
Yeah.
Me and Pugs will do it anyway.
Oh, Ben Grimm just got a raise. Congratulations, and he might pay.
I hope it's a big fucking raise, Ben. All right, so moving
You
on.
already got
to
me
our-
and Pugs confirmed. You got the other 2. Oh,
right.
damn it. You know what? Yeah, sorry. You know, the dog ran off with her.
Oh, she took one of her femur bones and ran off.
Maybe I'll get her back on next week.
It's good to see you, I guess, Cliff. Moving on to our first movie of the night, Fear, from director Dion Taylor. And in this film, a much-needed getaway and a celebration weekend turns into a nightmare due to the contagious airborne threats. Okay, so this is, believe it or not, a theatrical movie. It follows, as a short synopsis, but it follows a guy who's bringing his girlfriend to this abandoned, I guess you would call it manor, bread and breakfast, whatever. Bed and breakfast. Why can't I talk today? To propose to her. He brings along all these friends. This takes place during the pandemic, although they never really use the specific word, but definitely shot during and focusing on the pandemic. And their greatest fears come to life, and they are bumped off one. They were bumped off one by one by their greatest fears. Okay, so this is a weird one because it kind of felt like, even though this was a theatrical release, the horror community just altogether just decided, like, yeah, we're not going to bother with this one.
But they
like nobody.
They do that with everything that's not a name.
This got no coverage at all. But this one is.
I was gonna say, I'm not gonna lie. I didn't watch the movie, but watching the trailer, I was very interested. And then, luckily, I heard some things, so I decided not to waste my money on that bullshit.
Yeah, it's pretty bad. Number one, none of the actors have any chemistry. I did like the lead actress, but nobody, like, they didn't feel like they were actually a couple. When there's almost too many characters. You have T.I. playing the same person he is in every single movie. He's a really shitty actor.
He was playing T.I.
He's a really shitty actor.
He's good at that.
He's good at being himself, a really shitty actor. You barely get any real focus on these characters.
Dan, you know what today is? You better knock it off.
I'm just being honest. It's like, here's their fear, and then they just die in an uninteresting way. Nobody cares. It's just a really, I don't understand why they even bothered with the theatrical on this one. There's nothing to it. It's not maybe as bad as people are making it out to be, but it's just a nothing movie. Never once was I unnerved or scared. Did I feel any suspense? It is just like, oh, you're afraid of water. Here you go. You just drown in the sink. Uninspired, just. It's a nothing movie.
It is. It's a time killer. There's nothing. I don't think
time killers can be fun.
I didn't. It didn't bother me. I didn't love it. I didn't hate it, but I wasn't like mad. Damn it, Ben. T.I. not hood approved. But yeah, like, the chemistry wasn't there. Although I maybe I just like the location. I don't know if you've ever been there, but we could definitely visit it, Dan.
Oh, really? What, the hood? What are we talking about?
Strawberry Lodge.
Oh, okay.
It's I don't know. Place.
We show up there, then T.I. wants to beat the shit out of me. I don't know.
You know what?
Could be an issue.
I think you could take him.
Yeah, I'm gonna. But yeah. I couldn't recommend this. I mean, it's just.
It's a fucking piece of shit.
I wouldn't go that far. If this was on Tubi, people would be sucking it up.
Yeah. Not worst horror movie of the year, like a lot.
No, I just think it's pointless. It's not. I don't think it's like as bad as everyone's like it's the worst thing ever. Obviously, these people have not gone and saw that stupid Devils movie. But
did you also notice? I mean, there's plot holes too, like let's just say the wine scene. Not everybody drank it. And then there was issues before some people drank the wine. So it was very like, I don't even understand or care what the fuck is going on with this thing. I mean, the basic idea, there's a quote in it, fear is a choice, don't believe in it. Like, I get what they were trying to do, but man, they failed just across the board. It's really bad. I did not believe that the couple was a couple. Like, they just had no. The dude was kind of creepy, and there was like no chemistry. Ben Grimm, too many elements. There was the fear thing, a full car thing, pandemic shit, creature stuff. Yeah, none of it good. They don't deliver on anything.
I think it was just the company because as far as I know, it's their first theatrical horror film. So the fact I give them props for getting it in theaters.
Yeah.
But it was another one that was just small, like no advertising. So it's a few of us are going to go see. So it's not like one that's, you know, going to set the box office. It made $1 million.
Yeah. well, honestly, it doesn't look like it cost too much more than that to make. But the director
produced it, so it had some money behind it.
Next time, don't act in it, though. This director, Deon Taylor, did make a movie called Traffic, which was a solid little thriller. He does a lot of like mid-level budget films. That one I actually remember liking with Omar Epps and Luke Goss. Here, though, like this was just a total miss. Maybe just stick to action thrillers. Might be more his wheelhouse. This one's absolutely awful. But, and I don't know who I would recommend it to. I don't know.
I think you do.
I wouldn't recommend it to anyone. There's better movies out there.
Yeah, go watch his Meet the Blacks. There's another one he made that's funny, at least. I know not everyone will agree. The second one I actually think is one to watch. It's basically an urban fright night with what's his name? Fake Drew Dan
Williams.
Thank you.
Yeah, it was I saw a little bit of the first one and it wasn't hitting for me. My brother was watching that. I remember.
Do you like the haunted house movies, like the Wayans ones or the Marlon Wayans? I know you don't, Pucks.
I think I only saw the first one and not really. It's not the worst parody movie, but not really.
Scary Movie 1 and 2, I will fight for, though. Those movies are badass.
That's what I'm saying. Those have those would have been better scary movie sequels than the ones they got.
Yeah.
So
yeah. Well, anyways, Fear. I give it a 0.5 star. And that's it. Just for the lead actress, and that's it.
It's below average. I'm not that. I'm a 2. I almost was a 2.5 because I didn't hate it. That 2.5 would have been a pity because everyone's just shitting on it extra, but it gets a 2. It is below average.
No, it's way below average. What's up, Chris? Felipe, welcome. Work.
See,
anybody I missed?
Ben likes Meet the Blacks too. See, the problem with the first one is it's the Purge setup. Meet the Blacks 2 is a little different.
Yeah,
and you don't need to see the first one.
No, I don't think you'll be too lost if you skip that. All right, so moving on to our next film, which is a Shudder original.
I didn't say it.
No one said a word.
Oh, sorry. Looks like you were pausing to say something. My bad. All right, Shudder original. Sorry About the Demon from writer-director Emily Haggins. And this follows a young man named Will who's struggling with a broken heart after his girlfriend Amy leaves and learns his new place is full of restless spirits. All right, so just a little background on this. If that name sounds familiar, Emily Hagen, she directed a film called Pathogen when she was 12. That is actually available from one of the Vinegar Syndrome partner labels. So kudos for directing a real movie when you're a teenager. She also went on to direct the segment for the Chilling Visions horror anthology called Touch, and she did a scare package segment called Cold Open. So, still working.
Which was the really cold open of the thing.
Absolutely. So, Sorry About the Demon. Whoever wants to tag in first, go for it.
I can go first because I'll be quick and brief. I really didn't care for any of the characters, but the story with the guy dealing with this hard breakup, I kind of felt that a little bit, but quickly that fizzled out. I thought the demon was stupid. There was no fun kills or effects or anything really behind this movie. And overall, it just felt like a total Shudder dud. Once in a while, like Shudder gives us a lot of great movies throughout the year, but every now and again, they give us one that is especially shitty. And I thought this was definitely one of them.
All right. I don't think it was that bad because they did have me in moments. My problem is it just stretched out. It's too long. There's no need for it to be almost an hour and 40 minutes. You come in at a solid 70 to 75, cut out all that not useless crap. I think it would have been a whole lot better. I do like it. I do think there's something there, but yeah, this was a bit of a chore at times. So I would say check it out, but just know it's fatty.
I'll say the trailer 100% looked really good, and then going in, like it was just one of those things where the trailer looked a lot better than the movie we ended up getting.
Yeah. Dan?
So this one I think is a case of expectations. There was a lot out that like, oh, this is an Evil Dead inspired movie, and that's been tagged on a lot of films, and it's not a good idea. That's not what this is. This is a horror comedy, but it is mostly a comedy. They almost never go for real scares in this one. It's a guy losing a girl and then getting her back tied up in this sort of supernatural haunting possession storyline. And that's fine. For what this is, it's kind of a date night horror movie. I mean, that's what it is, and it's not bad. I do agree it's a little bit too long at an hour 45, but I did laugh. I never laughed my ass off with this movie, but I thought the whole thing of duping this goofy guy into buying a house so he gets possessed so they can save their daughter. There were more than a few times I was chuckling at this one. Again, it's not a gore film, but it moves at a decent pace. I was never bored with it. There's a pretty lively finale. I didn't hate this. I feel a lot of people are hating on it just because it's lighter than what they would have expected, particularly with Shudder. But I like once in a while that they throw out something a little bit different. In fact, I don't know what the rating is on this. I would imagine this would be a PG-13 rating.
I don't even think it's rated. Most like that stuff, they just don't even bother and pay the. Why pay the MPA if they're just going to play it on Shudder anyway?
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, no, that is true.
There's actually, I'm looking. There's no rating listed on IMDb.
Yeah, I mean that's what it is. It's more or less a supernatural rom-com, and I didn't hate it. I also sort of like the back and forth with the demon, particularly when he has that embarrassing encounter with his girlfriend and the new guy, and then he just goes straight back into the house and is trying to ignore, floating over his bed, taking his shirt, all this crazy shit. It's a good one for date night. Would I ever watch it again? Probably not, unless it was, with a date. But it's I don't know. I just think this one's getting shit on for the wrong reasons, personally.
And you think the reason is because of the Evil Dead 2 comparison?
Everybody going into this like, oh, it looks like Evil Dead.
See, I wasn't even at that.
I didn't even. Yeah, I didn't have that Evil Dead thing going in.
I just saw the trailer and I was expecting, maybe some decent effects or some sort of, something for me to grasp onto. But unfortunately, there was nothing there.
Did we watch that one on a trailer show?
I think we may have.
Yeah, we did. I think the last one.
I don't remember it either. Then I'm with Pugs because I didn't think I watched the trailer.
I did not.
So yeah, I don't know. Dan, you said you consider this a comedy, though, right? Not over a horror film.
Oh yeah, it never really.
But yet you said, "Oh, I just chuckled a few times." So that tells me it's not a very fucking good comedy. If you were laughing,
look, a rom-com. I mean, it works. I was never bored.
Well,
I know exactly where it's going. It's just lose the girl, get the girl back, sort of shit.
Yeah, I don't think it does work. That's okay. I think the setup, like Kruger said, but I think it's not funny. A couple chuckles, maybe. It's not scary.
Definitely not scary.
This seems like a premise for a TV show, like a spinoff to Being Human.
Yeah. I mean, to me, it doesn't hit on any of the cylinders it should. It needed to be a little more funny. It needed to be a little bit more, or it needed to be a little bit more horror. It just, I don't want to say it stayed restrained, but it kind of just ended up in the middle because of that. I don't I don't feel like I wasted my time, but I'm never gonna watch it again.
That's where I'm at.
Yeah, like if this guy would have, maybe beheaded a couple of people to sacrifice them to the demon or something like that, I would have been more entertained. But it never hit on any of those notes that make me like horror comedies, and I'm already a stickler when it comes to those. So
yeah, like I knew you wouldn't like going in. Like I was like, yeah, I'm pretty sure Kruger's not gonna like it, or you might have even mentioned,
I think I did. I think I told you. I was like, because I watched it right when it came out because it was like the first Shudder release, I think, of the year.
Right.
I could be wrong on that, but I was excited to check it out. But yeah, it was just a dud for me personally.
And what would you rate it?
So for me, and this is a little generous, but maybe it's just because I like the set of the story. I'm a 1.5. I could go lower, but the acting wasn't terrible. Like the acting was decent. It's just the execution of the whole story really hurt it for me.
I am a 2 out of 5.
Dan?
I'm a 2.5 out of 5. I think it's a perfectly solid supernatural rom-com, whatever you want to call it. It's better than probably.
Wait, the rating you gave it was average, so it's not perfectly solid, right?
Yeah, average is solid. Todd's fighting over words. It's a solid film, so go fuck yourself.
If it's
Todd.
solid, then why wouldn't it be at least 3?
Well, I'm giving it a 2.5. Maybe I would have given it. I'm not going to change it now.
But no, I'm saying your logic.
I'd watch it again with the dates.
You said it. Okay, I know I'm arguing. Yeah, I'm the idiot now.
Yeah.
I am a 2.
That's why I stopped.
I caught it.
But I will say, if you want a horror date movie, I've referenced this before. The sure thing.
If they request this, say I'll find another.
There's a better movie that we're reviewing tonight. That's a perfect horror date movie.
The sure thing would be Spring. That is a good. If you want to seal the deal.
Well, if you'd like. Todd's recommended movies for first dates.
Depends on the girl. It might work. All right. So so Todd's date movie up next, I guess. All right.
Fuck yeah.
So I am curious to talk about this one, maybe more than actually no, the main event's pretty good tonight. But our next film is Candyland from writer-director John Schwab. And in this one, a seemingly naive and devout young woman finds her way in the underground world of truck stop sex workers, also known as lot lizards. Lot Lizard is actually a good Ray Garton novel about the same thing. Horror novel.
Also, shout out to my boy Rex, who is a truck driver.
I was gonna say we could have brought in some lot lizard experts.
I thought you were about to say he was in the movie. I was like, was he the?
No.
Kruger knows one too.
Yeah, we could have hit up one of my old managers.
Hey, he rolls up in that good truck too. That would get Dan inside the front.
So all right. So this one
and homegirl from Soft and Quiet fame.
Yes,
I don't know her name.
Olivia,
thank you.
Olivia Liccardi.
Yeah.
I believe that's who you're talking about.
Coming to Scream Queen for me.
So this is also from the director of Let Me Make You a Martyr, which was a Marilyn Manson film. Maybe the last one that he'll ever do with the starring role.
I still want that Creep Show episode that he was in that got like fucking lost.
Yeah,
Giant Breed is also a truck driver. What's up, dude? Thank you for your service.
Yeah.
So Mikey, you got to tell us, are the lot lizards accurate? Because I know you watched this one too.
I think they're probably a little light.
Well,
a little older, actually.
Yeah, I would imagine probably prettier than your typical
Dying Breed says,
hookers.
I was impressed with boobs and bush out the gate. Amen, brother.
Oh yeah, about 6 minutes in, I text Dan, you're gonna love this.
Well, you already know where I'm at then.
This movie does pack on the graphic nudity. There's even a Sharon Stone Basic Instinct moment where I was like,
No.
oh,
That's above. That's
Yeah,
or should I say
Yeah.
below? I don't know.
whatever. That was a good day, and the flash to the little. I don't want to ruin anything, but that would have made my fucking whole year. I told everyone in school. You know what I saw?
That's your basic instinct into a Disney property.
you're a goddamn liar, Pug. Prove it.
There's a documentary.
So, all right. So this one is hard to define. I guess I would call it drama horror. This one probably leans a little more on the drama than the horror. That's not a bad thing. It not in tone because it reminded me of Red, White, and Blue. Although that movie's a lot more depressing than this one. But yeah, definitely a little more focused on the drama. There's also, if you're a piece of shit, like you'll probably have a lot of humor you'll find in it. Even though I wouldn't call it a comedy. I will say I
on
did.
purpose.
I did. Well, I wouldn't call it a comedy, but yeah, there's a little bit of humor. I did laugh at, but there's a hair on it. I'll just leave it. That did make me laugh.
At least his piece was holstered. You know how that family works.
Yeah. I think it portrays the profession fairly realistically, despite being prettier than probably normal for truck stop hookers. But it a little more impressive in the movie, says Mikey. There may not be enough gore for the slasher fans, because I guess you would qualify it as a slasher film, and that could be an issue. The horror also doesn't really fully go into full gear until later. Nonetheless, despite those not really criticisms, it just depends what you're looking for, I did love this movie. There's some logic issues. There's a whole lot of killing in some cases going on just feet from people that nobody ever notices. And I wish some of our characters fought back a little harder. I'll just say that. That was like one thing. It was just they were all lambs to the slaughter, pretty much.
I mean, they're caught off guard, buddy.
Well, sure. But if
not
you're
Dan, he'd come out like,
well, yeah, he's fucking Rambo. Like,
if you're in a stall that's like right across from, you're not going to bump off that many people in like a 7-Eleven. I'll just, there's some logic stuff. But
maybe you can't.
Well, we'll see. But
they have the Lord on their side, sir.
But this one really hits hard at the end. It has a great ending that was really just fucked up and just built to. William Baldwin plays a really impressive piece of shit in this one. How's your back end is another line that was awful but made me laugh. It's an experience. This is a movie that goes there. It's dirty, it's grimy. All the actors were great. Everyone's memorable in this. Felt like a real person. Just again,
made me want
could have made them a
snowballs.
little smarter, but
See, I don't think it's
how would they be smarter? Look where they ended up, dude.
Well, yeah, but
Todd,
you're
you were
not
saying?
necessarily.
I was like, I don't see. This is an easy classification for me. It's not really horror. It's not really drama. It's 100% an exploitation film.
Yeah,
and we don't get those that often, and that's what this is, and it's awesome. I know Dan's about halfway down the shaft, so you want to continue or pass it off?
Oh no, I exploitation films, a little more drama than your typical exploitation film, but absolutely, that's what you should probably have in your head. And I mean, look, the killings are nasty. It's just, it comes a little more towards the end, a lot of just stabbing. It's not like a sick kill movie. I just don't want to give people that impression, but I loved it. Entertained the hell out of me, and I do recommend Let Me Make You a Martyr, the Marilyn Manson film from the same director. Kruger, go for it.
So I definitely like the taboo subject matter of, everybody being kind of in this little group of lot lizards, and there's even a guy there. The dynamic between all of them was really well done. And I like the little signals that the prostitutes had to know somebody wanted some truck stop action. Definitely felt authentic. And characters, again, like I thought they all played off well with each other, but unfortunately, just for me personally, my personal preference of movies, I do agree with what you said, Dan. The gore and killings could have been a little bit better and could have entertained me a little bit more. There's a couple of brutal stabbings, and there's definitely a scene towards the end that is pretty powerful, but I just kind of wanted more. And when I watched this trailer for this film, I was very, very excited for it just because I thought, it's going to be a brutal truck stop prostitute movie. And it is, but it didn't get to my expectations, I guess. I do think it's a solid movie, and that chick climaxing after the stabbing of that dude at the end, I mean, that was a fantastic scene, but at the same time, as a whole, I don't see it anything over average for me personally.
Oh, right on. I fucking love this thing. It's gonna. I think it's gonna find a place on my list at the end of the year. That's how good I think this is. It delivered everything I needed: stabbings, prostitution, asshole commentary, flashing. Yeah, I recommend this to everyone to check it out. I was enthralled the entire time, and I don't want to give anything away, but I liked where it went, where it landed. I liked how it ended. So, and it's a very grim ending, but like I love this fucking thing. It's very quotable, but I'm not going to do that here. Maybe later, but yeah, I'll be definitely watching this again really soon after Oscar season.
Real quick before you go, Todd, another one I'd also recommend that deals with not lot lizards exactly, but Katie Says Goodbye, the 2016 Olivia Cook movie where he plays a hooker. That's just a drama, but she got robbed for an Oscar nomination, though.
That's just really you want to watch Olivia Cook as a hooker.
Olivia Hook, yeah. I'd watch her hook.
Right, yeah.
With or without
really good.
I don't give a fuck.
He has a sex scene with James Belushi in this one. So there you go.
So no one's ever masturbated to that scene. I got it.
One. Kept his hat on.
Yeah,
also, the weapon of choice is pretty fucking rad.
Yeah, this movie's awesome. I mean, I messaged Dan 6 minutes in because I knew that would just automatically make him love it, but I didn't know like where I was gonna love it as much as I did. This is definitely gonna be in my top 10. I don't know what number yet because right now we're 1 month in exactly. Yeah.
Very memorable for me.
Yeah, memorable, quotable. I know if I say a good time, it may be misassumed when I had a good time. It's not for everyone, but if you know you like some, exploitation fans, go in, do it.
No,
I'm telling everyone I can. This is one you should watch.
Yeah, I think
I'm still limping from last time.
Yes, and we should mention it is currently on VOD.
Yes, currently on VOD. Yes. Would it have been weird if it was Alec Baldwin in that?
A little bit, yeah. That's who he. You know what? Never mind. I'm gonna fucking behave.
Makes him wear like a Kim Basinger wig, and
well, he's officially charged yesterday, so.
That's an interesting case. We'll have to talk about that on Patreon sometime. I'm curious.
Oh yeah, Kruger, what do you give it?
I'm a 2.5 out of 5.
Pugs?
And I would also I would rewatch it, and maybe that rating would change over time. But for right now, it didn't give me enough of the blood and violence.
You wanted a truck stop killer.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, that's the problem. You wanted a totally different movie.
well, when that one scene, like there's a scene that kind of alludes to that a little bit. And I was just like, oh, this is going to be hard as fuck. And then it ended up going a totally different direction. But I don't hate it or anything like that.
Right.
I just very middle of the road when it comes to this one because of it not having somebody getting fucking beheaded in a truck stop bathroom or somebody getting a blowjob and them ripping their cock off. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think they were trying to stay a little closer to reality. It worked for me though. The kills were mean.
There's a little death that I appreciated. I was like, oh fuck yeah! For me, 5 out of 5.
Damn.
Dan?
you know what? A couple issues aside, I did have a fucking blast with it. So I give it a very enthusiastic 4 stars.
I, just like Pugs, am also a 5.
There you go.
Half a hole.
Roast
kidding.
beef and all. And Ben is correct. Mike wants a beheading in every movie.
I wouldn't mind it.
I mean, yeah,
At
probably.
least once a day, Mike needs to see a beheading.
You know what would have been better in Eat, Pray, Love if that bitch just got decapitated at the end of it?
Hear me out. Passion of the Christ, 10 times better.
Pretty Woman would have been better if Jason Alexander just stabbed Julia Roberts in the coop.
Fuck yes.
Oh
Fuck
no,
yes.
if it's that one, we got to do the Ed Gein.
He wears
true.
it. Our hairy arms.
Yeah, I'm a sick fuck, dude. Like, and when they cut, like, I need some gore and some more violence than we got in this one for me to.
Sleepless in Seattle would have been great if Tom Hanks turned Meg Ryan into a fucking couch.
Slasher
Fuck
home
yeah.
video. Every movie can be elevated by a beheading.
Absolutely.
I see no lie.
This is why we're friends. Slasher home video. Like, you and I get each other.
There
All right.
you go.
What do we got
All
next, Dan?
All right, up next, before we get to it, this is the last movie as of now that Julian Sands has made. I don't think he had anything else in production, if I'm not mistaken. So if you didn't see our update on Julian Sands, he's been missing for a while now.
17 days.
Yeah, unfortunately. So true legend, and we hope for probably a miracle at this point. But
He has 6 upcoming films.
oh, really? IMDb's weird.
Well, in
Post.
post production,
Okay.
5 are in post, 1's in development.
IMDb is so weird because it's like they separate that now, and I'm just like,
It's
keep
just
it
a
in
button right
one
above. You
list.
just click it.
I know, but why? It was just as easy before to just scroll down. In
Oh man,
production.
Dan.
Get
back
off
in
my
day.
goddamn log, you IMDb sons of bitches.
I hope Jason Alexander. No, I won't get into that either. But all right, so
Old man
all right.
yells at cloud.
So at least we have some more Julian Sands on our way. But I'll learn the new whatever the fuck now. All right, so Ghosts of Monday is the new film from director Francesco Cinquami. And in this one, The Ghosts of Monday tells the chilling story of a group of U.S. filmmakers who traveled to Cyprus to film a documentary in the tragically famous Hotel Gula, a once popular resort where more than 100 people died in mysterious circumstances. What begins as just another day at the office will eventually turn into a terrifying journey into the unknown. All right, so Ghosts of Monday is kind of an odd film in the sense it starts off as a typical haunting. It's not a found footage movie, even though it might sound like it is from that description. It does a lot of things. And I think it gets a little muddled because there's 5 writers on this, including the director.
That makes sense.
Yeah, it's really, really ambitious. This one it's not just like a throwaway indie direct-to-video movie where it's like, oh, whatever, we'll just do Friday the 13th again or something. It really does go for some ambitious stuff. This is a paranormal haunting movie, a slasher movie, a creature feature. It's got a cult end of the world thing going on. It crams in a lot of shit. And I really feel if this were made even in the 90s, that you might have gotten something very different. Maybe you would have had a gem like a Dark Waters type thing, the Mariano Bano film. So it is muddled, but if you stick with it, it's actually pretty well made. There's a very sort of stylish murder scene in an elevator where there's people below that can't see what's going on. It's really photographed well. It's a good looking movie. Julian Sands is great as always. He kind of plays a sort of pervy, older former star who's hosting this.
You want to have a drink?
Yes, this bullshit ghost hunters type show. I think some of the character development suffers. Like the couple, I would have liked to have known a little bit more about their past, but they're just cramming so much into this movie, and it's a short movie too. I think it clocked in at under 80 minutes. I think it was 78 minutes.
Yes, 78.
Dude, if you check out in the middle and come back, it is completely fucking different. You were like, "What? You changed the movie?" Yeah, it is that drastic. But go ahead, Dan.
No, I didn't hate this despite the problems. It's also apparently the first horror movie shot in Cyprus, which is interesting. Very, cool location. Like I said, it doesn't feel cheap. That's one thing I got to put over about this. It doesn't feel cheap. Like
that hotel reminded me of like Hellraiser, kind of like the. You gave us what I'm saying. You guys know what's up. You're initiated.
Yeah, I appreciate them really going for it with this one, and maybe not fully hitting a home run or anything, but I still appreciated that we were trying to deliver something a little bit different. It doesn't go as overboard on the CG as a lot of these films do, and Julian Sands always makes it worth watching. It's not a great film, but if you stick with it, I mean, towards the end, I was like, wow, I can't believe we did all of this in
How did we get here?
In less than 80 minutes.
Yeah, pretty wild stuff.
I will say though, like it took a while to get there. I was rolling my eyes a little bit. I'm like, I really don't care about a movie about a demon hunter or a ghost hunter. I'm like, I don't even watch those regular shows. But,
that's where I was.
Yeah, so I was like, whatever, and then it kind of progressed into something else. Like, oh, that's interesting. And then it fucking keeps going to places. I'm like, where the fuck is this going to stop? And where it stops, I have to commend them. I'm not going to spoil it because I do think it's worth checking out. But bravo to them for committing to that. And also, there's a cool weapon, which Kruger, I think you need to get your hands on. For me, it started off rough, but it ended up being really cool. So I enjoyed the movie.
Yeah, for me, unfortunately, just through the dialogue heavy scenes that plagued the first 45 minutes of this thing, I was very, very checked out. Granted, there's things about this that definitely like I would have liked normally, but just because of how long it takes to get there, it was really hard for me to enjoy this. I like the slasher elements that came in, cool creature that we were introduced towards the end, but the way the movie played out just felt like a total discombobulated mess for me. And even if there was some stuff that caught my attention, it was just way too little too late for me to say I enjoyed watching this thing at all. Some great ideas, but the execution just it felt too messy for me to be fully immersed into that world. So I didn't have a great time with it, but there's definitely some like little bright spots that are in the movie. But
if
as
you're
a whole,
patient enough, right? Because
but
you're asking a lot, dude.
but as a whole, just 40 minutes in, man, I was just like, motherfucker, when the fuck is something gonna happen? And then something did, but when it did, I was just like, I'm already kind of checked out. I really don't care too much about these characters or what's going on in the story enough to have it grasp my full attention. Props for the creature effects though, and the slasher gimmick that we had. Like, he had a cool mask and everything, but the gore and stuff just didn't like bring me back to it like I was hoping it would.
I thought the elevator kill was really cool. Like it almost felt
cool,
like
but
a Argento kill in a way.
Oh, definitely, it's a total Giallo-esque kill, but also like some of this, you get a little bit of CGI blood splatter in there too. So I was like, it had me rolling my eyes a bit. Good kill sequence when it comes to like putting it on paper, but when I watched it play out, there's definitely, I want a little bit more gore again.
Understandable, Mr.
Maybe
Todd.
that mermaid demon could have, stabbed somebody in the cooch. That's
Yeah, it starts off like one movie and turns into another one, but that second half really saved it for me. It was like I didn't not like the first half. It just was, it's really slow, but it's building up, and yeah. So I do like it. I think it's worth checking out. It is on Blu-ray right now and digital. So
Yeah.
yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, it's worth. Yeah. Well, depending on what you like. Kruger's not so much, but Kruger, what
If
did
you
you
have
give it?
patience, I think it's worth checking out.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to actually give it a very generous 3 stars because I just appreciate them trying to, really trying to go for it. It's not the next great horror film or anything like that, but I still kind of liked it. I don't know. And I didn't think it was boring either because of all this craziness. Because, like you said, you could walk away for 5 minutes or 2 minutes, and it's like, wait, where the fuck did this mermaid demon come from?
Yeah.
And some of the kills I think were actually pretty cool. It's not a gore film, but it is cool.
Okay, I'll try that again. Kruger, what do you
Oh,
give it?
sorry. Thought you went to me first.
No worries. I'm a 1 out of I'm a 1 out of 5, unfortunately.
Oh, okay. Well, I am a 3 out of 5 as well. I came close for the ending to give it a 3.5, but I just can't justify that that first half where I was kind of rolling my eyes.
Yeah, I'm also a 3 on this one.
Okay.
So
I think once it's streaming, I think it might find an audience, especially if you can fast forward to like the last 40 minutes.
Yeah, no shit.
yeah, it's only $15 for the Blu-ray.
Yeah. Dude, if they had a chance to do a TV show out of this, and that's the season finale, like a miniseries, that's kind of cool. We can flesh everything out, make everything super interesting.
It also could have been cut down. That's possible.
One, I will say, if it was in a found footage format, which like it could have easily been, I probably would have been way more forgiving.
Okay, I get that. You could Ring, hotel security.
like with found footage movies, you don't need too much for me. Like, you give me a nice sick kill and a nice sick effect towards the end of the movie, I'm in. But for whatever reason, just the way they presented this, I wasn't invested with any of the characters or anything. Julian Sands was fun watching him try to perv on women, but outside of that, I didn't really care for any of the characters, unfortunately. But hey, there's definitely an audience out there for something like this.
Yeah.
Cool. All right. So moving on to our next film, we will have TV Terror Talk later with the episode 3 of Last of Us, but our main event film of the evening, Infinity Pool from writer-director Brandon Cronenberg. So in this one, James and Em Foster are enjoying an all-inclusive beach vacation in the fictional island of Latolka when a fatal accident exposes the resort's perverse subculture of hedonistic tourism, reckless violence, and surreal horrors. All right, so Kruger, I know you were really excited for this one because you were a big fan of the director's previous films. So what did you think?
Well, first thing I will say is the acting in this goddamn thing is just phenomenal. I loved all the characters and all the personalities and how twisted shit got, especially between Mia Goth's character, Gabby, and Alexander Skarsgård's character, James. They had an amazing chemistry together, and anytime they were on screen, just interacting, I was totally glued to the screen. And cinematography and uses of color throughout this thing too just were fucking phenomenal, especially with the psychosexual hallucination scenes. I love shit like that. I'm a big fan of Possessor and all the insanity we got with that movie, and this definitely brought some of that back to this new one that Brandon Cronenberg did. I mean, anytime I get neon soaked nightmare sequences, I'm totally in. I also have to say, and this is, I can't praise this guy enough, but Dan Martin, who did the effects for this movie, he's created some of the effects for Color Out of Space. He did the stuff for Possessor. He is a fucking master of his craft. And this movie brought some of the most shocking on-screen effects I think we will see all year. He's just a wizard at what he does. And man, I can't praise him enough because he was phenomenal in this movie with what he brought on screen, especially that nightmare sequence towards the end of the movie. That has to be one of the coolest fucking things I've seen in a really long time. So just I can't give that guy enough props. And the story, for me, it was really interesting at first and totally well paced. It didn't take long to get into the action or of anything. And yeah, I loved everything about this movie. There's some comparisons that I drew from his dad's work with Crash. And there's definitely like some similarities, but this movie also takes the visceral violence on a whole nother level that Crash did, and I actually like it a little bit more than that. And I can't praise this enough. This is definitely a movie made for me. I actually had to see it twice in the theater to be sure how I felt about it, because I hold Possessor to such a high regard when it comes to just modern horror movies and stuff. I think that's one of the best we've ever gotten. But this is pretty close. And it just has me very excited on Brandon Cronenberg career as we go forward. So I can't wait to own this and put it on my shelf. And I really hope that we do get that NC-17 cut for the home video release, because I'm interested to see what that entails. I know it's not too much, but I'm still interested. And
I believe it's the suckling scene. I think they have gone at that.
I need some strawberry milk for the next time I watch that fucking thing.
Right. Yeah, just fucking, if you're into weird sexual fucked up horror, this is a must see for you to go for you to go check out in the theater. And also there's a couple of scenes in this movie, and this may be totally like out of mind with most people, but I saw some like comparisons to a Serbian film with like with the execution scenes, especially that fucking room and everything. It reminded me of the final sequence of the Serbian film a little bit, which was really cool to see. And yeah, Mia Goth, though, out of everybody on this movie, I think her performance outshadowed everybody. I think she was even better in this than she was in Pearl and X, just because of the character she was playing, the manipulative, fucked up banter that she had in that final act. Like, god damn, dude, she played an amazing villain, and I love the way the movie ended. Everything about this just gets a A+ from me. I don't love it as much as I love Possessor, but I do think it's better than Antiviral, and I can't wait to see what else Brandon's going to come up with his sick brain. Him and his father definitely are one of the same. Like, this feels like a movie that David Cronenberg would have made back in the day, which is what I love about Brandon's movies. And I just hope he keeps channeling that spirit of his father and keeps challenging and putting out taboo shit into the film world, because I fucking absolutely love it.
Okay. Yeah. I should say we're going to talk spoilers at the end of this one, because this one's, we'll have a more detailed spoiler discussion. But Pugs, what did you think?
Man, just like his dad, I am a very proud person of this man. He delivered something I fell in love with the first time I saw it. I've only seen it the one time, but I guarantee I'm going to be watching this over and over again. Gore and fucking special effects aside, because he nailed that shit too. But I got two scenes. One I mentioned already, strawberry milk. And then they actually showed a splash of something that I'm not going to give away here. And like, who has the balls to do that every now and then? Yeah. Like me, I saw this with Edward Danzig. We were both fucking so happy. Like, they did it, dude. Like, the movie could have sucked after that, and I still would have been like, it was pretty cool. You should check it out for this. But what they gave us, holy shit! And like, I totally understood where Skarsgård was coming from. Mia Goth, I would have fell for it too, dude. Like, I understand. And just the concept of what that place is wild. I liked it a lot. Nothing but praise.
Well, and it's wild because you hear about certain, maybe not necessarily with authors and stuff, but you hear this crazy shit about like these social influencers going into other countries and doing all this wild shit. And I feel like he kind of drew some inspiration upon that. And also just the fact that, you know, rich and wealthy people can get the fuck away with whatever the fuck they want if they have enough money.
Props on all the stabbings too. I did that.
Yeah.
You can make OJ Simpson blush. That's hard to do.
I loved it. I actually prefer it to Possessor.
Same.
Everything about it. You can see him growing as a filmmaker.
Yeah.
He's going to catch up to his dad pretty damn quick if he's going at this rate.
Yeah.
Because this is, I think at his father's age, he's already advanced to where he was at that time.
He also has him as a resource, which is great.
Second generation. There you go.
Dad.
Imagine if they did something to like together. They did like a co-project. Holy fuck, would it be awesome? I really hope I live to see that day.
Yeah.
It'd be hilarious. They both hate like his mom and his ex-wife. Like, let's just make a hit piece. I don't know if they were in love or whatever, but that would be fucking awesome.
Well, dude, fucking David Cronenberg made goddamn The Brood like right after his divorce, and that's one of my favorite movies by him. So it's great.
But did Dan already talk?
He has not. He's edging. let it out.
So this, in a weird way, it's kind of like an intelligent version of The Purge in a strange sort of way. If you've watched it, you can kind of get that. I don't think that this is in the vein of his dad so much. It's a great film. I loved it. But I think that this is kind of more about the erosion of the human spirit than it is like a body horror tale. And just the consequences of there being.
Yeah, I don't think it's body horror at all.
No, the consequences of it being of not having consequences. I think that's kind of more or less what this is. It's a little ambiguous in certain areas. Again, I don't want to give away too much, but the Lakota people have a very unique way of punishing, and you could argue, is it punishment?
Let's book our trip.
I was still thinking about this movie, even, I think I saw it like 4 or 5 days ago, whatever. And I'm still thinking about it, which alone is just a great thing. I do think he's growing as a filmmaker, and I don't think he's his dad. But, he is filling those shoes for 3 movies so far. I'd say, we throw around Master of Horror a little bit too lightly.
What is the third one? I'm not.
Antiviral Possessor.
Oh, that's right. I always forget about Antiviral.
Antiviral's very good. He actually based this movie on his own personal experiences, which is interesting. I don't think it quite got this wild for him, I hope. But,
were they like, yo, Brandon, fucking, we know you fucked up. Let's clone you. Type shit.
Yeah.
Pops, I need the credit card number.
Right?
Need some of that history of violence money.
But just sometimes it's about how having a lot of money can kind of dehumanize you in a way. And there's a lot going on here. There were portions that made me think of Clockwork Orange.
Yeah, dude.
There's absolutely, even the title makes sense. The whole like fake wall thing. Mm-hmm. It made me think of when I was in Haiti. Not the real Haiti, but Labadee, which the cruise line owns, and you realize like just over that wall, this is fucking hell. It's a living hell,
Not
and
for
you're
the white
sitting
people.
here on this. Well, that's what I'm saying. It's very different on the outside, so I like the title. I thought that was very clever. This is another fantastic movie, and he. Like I said, I like that he's kind of becoming his own filmmaker. Antiviral's very David Cronenberg, and it's a really good movie, and I love Cronenberg. You can see some Cronenberg alumni right over my shoulder. I'm in for anything he does at this point. I'm still digesting if I think it's his best film, but I love the hell out of it. And Mia Goth is fucking batshit awesome in this movie. Somebody asked in the chat, I'm definitely into Mia Goth. I like him a little crazy. So, and yeah,
You say that till it's time to deal with some
Yeah.
crazy bitch shit.
I did have to adjust her having blonde hair. I was like, oh, I missed the dark hair, but I got over that pretty quick.
yeah. And I can't wait to see the NC-17 version. Although I think it's probably just going to be an extended scene or two.
Yeah, it'll be like maybe like 3 seconds of
Let's not downplay this. I love that.
Yeah, no.
Hey, in my day, we were happy when we got 3 seconds on an unrated cut, and we loved it. Looking at you, Scream.
Yeah, and Alexander Skarsgård too. We have to mention he's
kills
amazing.
in this.
Dude,
I've
imagine
loved
the
him
shit
forever.
this poor bastard had to go through to fucking film this movie. Like there's, I mean, to be an actor and have to go to those areas. I mean, props to him. He's definitely becoming one of my favorites in the industry today.
He's been like one of my favorites since True Blood. When we had to choose teams, like, yeah, I'll
Also-
Team Eric all the fucking way.
Also, shout out to him going to the fucking, I think it was the red carpet premiere.
I'm pulling it up right now, Kruger.
on a fucking leash.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
he's the fucking shit, man.
Where'd it
I
go?
love him.
Yeah, just
Well, we have the
His
standing picture.
family's pretty fucking talented too.
This
His
is
brother.
his profile picture.
yeah. I mean, how fantastic is that?
Like, I just want to imagine he went in there and uploaded it himself.
Yeah, right.
He's like, I got this.
Yeah,
It'll be funny. Like on the way there, he just spilled something. It's like, you know, what'd be cool when you have lemons, lemonade. The same
Yeah,
spillage in the movie as the movie.
just to be that and like, you know, we see a lot of these taboo fucked up things happen with, like, you know, female actresses, but not so much when it comes to male actors. And I think him going the places he had to go for this movie is just really commendable, and I want more from him. You know, put him and me and Goth in all these fucked up sexual drama movies for
Where's
the
my
end of
wallet?
time. Yeah.
People need to see Skarsgård's movies though, like The Northman.
Oh,
Not enough people went to see the damn thing. Same thing with this. This is not a hit.
Well, you're gonna have that on any film that's not a blockbuster now. They're all gonna underperform. It's just the business it is now.
Well, it's stupid though. People out there listening to our
It
show,
can be stupid, Dan, but I'm telling you the way it is.
go see something good like this rather than just the same old shit from Marvel.
Rather than go see Fear. Let's just put it that way.
Well, you better
definitely over Fear.
You better
for sure.
blame
But nobody
14
saw Fear
because everyone decided, I don't want to go to the movies.
everyone's stupid.
I can
All right.
co-sign that. Yeah.
But yeah, guys, you should try and check it out in theaters. It's probably not going to be there much longer, so please do.
Yeah, I'm going to try to see it one more time. It wasn't happening before the show, but
Yeah, I almost want to go again, to be honest with you. And I'm very, very rarely like that when it comes to movies in the theater. I usually am one, and then okay, I'll wait for it to come out on Blu-ray. But this one, it like you said, Dan, it sticks in your head, and it just kind of creeps into your brain when you're just going through your daily life, and you're just like, "Fuck, I want to go see that again, and just see what I missed."
Quick question, and this is not a spoiler for anything unless somebody's seen it. That old man, did that dude have a badge or just like the smallest micro
penis? That 100%. It was a micro penis.
Dan's like, good, I felt hung.
No, if you want to feel hung, watch that scene. I was like, wait, is that? What's going on there? What the fuck is that?
You haven't watched enough E-Fucked to but yeah, it was definitely a micro penis.
All right, microcock. On microcock, let's go ahead and rate it.
I was gonna say rated.
The movie, not the cock. Kruger, go for it.
Well, the cock would be a 0.5, but the movie, I'm really tossed up between a 4.5 and a 5 out of 5. I'm going to go with a 4.5 for now, but that's not to say that this may not eventually get to a 5 out of 5 rating for me. I do like it a little bit less than Possessor, but I still think it's definitely one of Brandon Cronenberg's best films that he's made so far, and I can't wait to see what else this sick fuck comes up with. Him and Dan Martin are a fucking match made in heaven. Like between Possessor and this, just the effects, man. Like the way Dan Martin is able to make things look so realistic it's mind-boggling.
Yeah.
Pugs.
I am a 5 out of 5. Easy.
God. Well, I thought we were going in order. All right, I am a 5 out of 5. And I also wanted to put over Thomas Kretschmann of Stendhal syndrome, who you may not recognize. I mean, it's just a shaved head, but he was the lead detective. I can't remember his character's name, but that was, initiating them into this whole process. Great actor, and it was really good to see him in this. It took me a minute to recognize him. I was like, oh, it's Thomas Kretschmann. So 5 out of 5.
Count me in the 5 club. So there we go. 5, 5,
Nice.
5.
4.5.
And 4.
Yeah, I'm very close, dude. Maybe once I
get
see
it.
that, maybe once I see the extra cum shot and the fucking NC-17 cut, I'll get to a whole 5.
So now, guys, we're going to talk spoilers on this movie. Then we'll have a open spoiler discussion of the Last of Us episode 3. So if you haven't watched it yet, now we're going to talk a little more openly about the spoilers.
All right, spoiler time.
So yeah, this is just a great sci-fi horror concept. One thing I would have said is, although you over-explain, that's an issue too, but I kind of wanted to learn a little bit more about Latolka, the country, and how all of this came to be with the doubling process.
Yeah, right.
And I say ambiguous. There are certain things that are ambiguous, but I think definitely the original James was killed. I think the evidence is in the personality change. And yeah, man, this is one of these movies that I kind of want to go see again. With Oscar season, I doubt I'll get to, but I loved it.
Yeah, I agree with you 100% on the James thing. When he's waking up from the first cloning process, there's a couple of moments in there where I kind of put 2 and 2 together, and I was like, okay, that's not actually him, especially the way he was reacting to watching himself die, and the way James was screaming out for his wife when he was dying. I thought that was the whole thing. And then they even touch upon it later on when they're all having the group session, talking about, like, I was so afraid that, what if they switched me out with my double? One of the characters was talking about that. And yeah, I 100% agree with you. And I just got to say, man, that fucking scene at the end of the movie where he's having that dream sequence and the son of the guy he killed in the car accident is choking him, and then he fucking rips apart his face, and Mia Goth's face is right there. That was just so fucking awesome. And then it kind of alludes to what he ends up doing to his own clone when he fucking smashes its face in and fucking basically splits the dude's face with his bare fists. Just really, really awesome effects. I can't put over Dan Martin enough. He did fucking the effects for Color Out of Space, Possessor. He did some stuff for that. I can't remember off the top of my head. Into the Earth. He's got his hands in everything. Every time I see him on a credited thing for effects, it's one of those movies that, like, I don't care what the concept is. I don't care what the fucking actors are. This motherfucker's on this project. I'm fucking watching it just to see what sick shit he's going to create. And he's 100% one of the best guys in the industry right now, I think.
Yeah.
Awesome. The effects were all top notch. I'm really curious what he has coming next, but we do need to support these filmmakers, guys. Go check this out. It's very important. You won't get stuff like this otherwise.
Well, and the thing I love about Brandon is just he's so practical effects, like, heavy. Like, I don't know if it was the same case with this movie, but I know Possessor, there was very, very few things he did in digital after. He wanted everything, like, up to the point where, like, there's little orbs floating in the fucking air, and he wanted that to be practical. And just having a director like that that's so, adamant on keeping things the way, in my opinion, the way they should be, is it warms effects connoisseur's heart in me. And Yeah, it's fucking the scene too where you're seeing Mia Goth's nipple and it's kind of like almost turning into a fucking tentacle and then shooting out this nasty discharge. Just this movie was gross as fuck. Like super fucking gross. And more like I'm usually not a guy that's easily gets grossed out by movies, but even the scene
You can recognize nasty though. Like, oh.
But even when even the scene where Alex Skarsgård's eating olives and he just has this black shit just fucking dripping out of his mouth and he's being a putt sucker fucking throwing that shit at somebody and there's just drool and body fluids all over the place. It definitely made my stomach a little bit queasy, which is more than I can say about most films. And
that, but I hate olives, so that made me gross out too.
Yeah, well, and the Serbian film stuff, like, just I felt like when we got that wide shot of the execution room, it reminded me of the final act of a Serbian film where they're in that warehouse. You know, the wife and the kid are on the bed. It just, I felt like there may be some inspiration there. I would be very interested to see if he drew any from that.
Punisher Batman to scary how the group reverted back to civilized people when they leave the resort. No,
yeah,
that's pretty normal.
It was normal now. Yeah.
Have you never left Vegas there, Punisher Batman?
We had our fun and now we're just
you should hear Dan off camera. You should hear me off camera for that matter.
Patreon.com/flashmoon-features. It all starts at just $1 and you can see what dicks
and it's
really
even
are.
worse off that camera.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that's all I pretty much have to say about it. I don't know about you guys, but just go see it.
Go see it, absolutely.
Yeah, I already knew going in. I was like, there's no way this movie doesn't like break my top 10, and goddamn did it meet my expectations. It was one of those ones where like after watching it the first time, like me and the person I was seeing it with, like she was like, I really liked it a lot. And I was like, I loved it, but I'm not sure how I feel about it just because like there's so much to absorb in, just one viewing. So I had to get my ass out to the theater and support it a second time. I'm glad I did because I even enjoyed it more the second.
And you could have been watching Fear.
Yeah.
I know you're bummed.
Dude, that was but it kind of sucked because I actually thought I saw Fear. I think the trailer for Fear, I think it was during The Missing.
Yeah, because we both saw it, I remember.
Yeah, and I was like, oh, this looks actually halfway fucking decent. I'm a sucker for that Final Fantasy bullshit. Or Final Destination bullshit.
Final Fantasy, I didn't know that.
I could tell from the trailer it was going to be a little closer to what we got than what you wanted.
Yeah, I'm glad that I saved myself.
But we all know I like a shitty pictures.
That's fair. But I'm glad I gave Brandon Cronenberg my money instead of whoever the fuck made that abomination.
Ben Grimm, I had a bad theater experience, so I need to see it again. Oh, that sucks. What happened?
Yeah, Ben, was that the one that you were mentioning in the Discord where like there was nobody else in the theater, but what the dude fucking decided he was going to sit right next to you? Is that the one?
Oh, fuck!
Should have started farting. Fuck that guy. Or
yeah,
whatever
he mentioned
Ben Grimm
like that in the Discord.
Yeah, okay.
Some weirdo picked a seat right next to me in an empty theater, and it was
Did you
way
move
hot.
though? Because I feel like after the movie starts,
He got there first. Fuck off.
Well, no, I'm just saying, like, I'm not gonna sit next to the weird guy that. I mean, now I get picking your seats, so you're kind of like, really, what the fuck?
Man, next time, but this is a dangerous game you're playing though, because like, take your dick out.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say you could just like reach over and put your hand on his hand.
No, don't touch him, man.
You got to do the glory hole. Just tap his foot.
Watch
Every
Candyland,
time.
learn the fucking maneuvers.
Every time there's a titty on screen, just make an orgasm noise. Just go.
Oh, there's a perfect scene to do the perfect thing. You've seen it.
That is also
Kruger would have
way.
been prepared. All right, motherfucker.
No,
If
what
you
you
don't
do
wanna
is you
see-
just lean over and you just go, is that a micro penis or a vagina?
Or that.
I
get
get
it.
so mad. I'll cancel my ticket if I see someone sit next to me.
Someone, dude, I don't know what type of person you have to be to fucking.
Okay,
do
I
something
get
like
it.
that,
If
but-
there's like a bunch of people in and like you have to sit next to them. Okay,
yeah,
Or if
but
it's
no one
Star Wars and it's going to get sold out, maybe it's like
pick
okay,
the seat you like. Yeah,
whatever. I'm going to be next to somebody no matter what. But yeah, that is like fucking bizarre.
but I know. how
Because
to
I
pick all
always
the
make
seats and I
sure
just
if
sit
there's
by
a
people.
seat booked already for a movie, I don't book or I'll see it at a different time.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I hate that shit too. I'm sorry, Ben. But we do have TV Terror Talk to discuss.
Ben Grimm,
so-
dude had to get home and cut heads off of Barbies and write manifestos after the movie.
Would you have moved if he just looked over at you? Will you be my friend, Ben?
No, see, in that case, you be his friend, yes, and then as soon as you're outside, run.
What if he just started singing the Michael Jackson song to you, Ben? Like
this does
The two of
remind
us
me
need
though.
look no more.
When I was
how do you
going-
know my name?
This does remind me though, when I was going in the movie, the person I was with, she had like a little backpack thing, and she was worried about it being fucking being able to bring into the theater. And I made a Dark Knight Rises joke all the way up to the elevator. I swear to God, I heard the two clerks behind us just choke on the fucking. I was just like, she was like, "Oh, I'm worried. I'm surprised they didn't stop me." And I'm like, "Why? They think you're gonna Dark Knight Rises Infinity Pool?" Like, the next thing you know, I hear "fuck."
Can
See,
you
I would have been like,
imagine?
let me get a free popcorn voucher for that guy.
Yeah.
Can you imagine? We're just making shooting jokes now, so you can take the spoilers down. But can you imagine if the dude was like planning to do that in fear, and there's like nobody there?
Right? He's like, "Fuck, dude, my plan is ruined. Now I'm just gonna go home and."
Or it's literally just that guy singing the Ben song after Ben's long gone. Then he just like leaves. He just doesn't bother. All right. So we are going to talk the episode 3 of Last of Us, which was titled Long, Long Time. And in this one, when a stranger approaches his compound, survivalist Bill forges an unlikely connection, and later Joel and Ellie seek his guidance. All right, so this one was interesting to me because it's kind of like just a standalone. Well, not standalone. There are plot things going on.
Side story. I think that's what you're looking for.
Side story with this Bill character played by Nick Offerman, who's always great to see him, and Frank, the person that stumbles into his compound, played by Murray Bartlett. This is more or less just their life together while dealing with all this outside shit. It jumps, I think, 20 years.
3 years, 4 years, 10 years. That gives us time
The
stamps.
start, it's basically like their entire pandemic experience.
Also, props to fucking having someone finally say it. Homeboy, was it Frank and who? Bill. Bill fucking's like, I was happy when the world ended. I was like, oh my God, it's about fucking time someone said it.
Exactly.
Spoiler talk again, by the way, guys. But I loved it. Now, I'm not familiar with the game once again, so I don't know what's different.
I know that. I know Kruger's ready with that.
Yeah.
So why don't we let Kruger tell us what's different real quick?
So with the game, the note is a thing. The note is a thing, and but it kind of it doesn't allude to all the stuff that this did. You definitely know these two people were in a relationship, but the one not the one that got caught in the trap, but the other one. What's his name? Bill, yeah. Bill has a note from Frank, and eventually, and before he gives Ellie in the game, Bill is still alive, and Joel eventually finds the note that Frank left him, and basically Joel gives him the note. And Frank is really, really upset, and he's just like, well, thanks, fucking asshole, and gives the note back to Joel, and then you're able to read what happened and everything that inspired. And I really thought that them putting as much thought and time and just effort into this little side story was beautiful for me. For me being somebody that was a fan of the game, I actually like where they went with this even more. The fact that Frank decided, like, fuck, I don't want to live anymore, and offed himself with his partner so they could, go off together was really something beautiful. And the love story and just the way that you could definitely see again. Am I getting this wrong? Is Frank the one with the long hair or Bill?
Bill's one with the long hair.
Okay, so Bill, just his, him being kind of reserved at first, and then watching Frank kind of break him out of his shell because he knew he was gay, was really, really fucking just, it was heartwarming. And, I feel like if I would have been in a situation like that where I'm just a lonely motherfucker and one day somebody stumbled upon me in my compound and I took them in and I ended up falling in love with them, I probably would have did the same exact thing he did. And it's just it's a beautiful little story, really heartwarming. It definitely got me teary-eyed at times, and especially with just the subject matter. I haven't ever had something like this when it comes to that affect me in the way it did. And I think it proved not only can like those stories be just amazingly well done, you could still connect with them even if you aren't of the same sexuality as somebody. It's really powerful and just a great episode. This show, man, it's really, really fucking bringing it home as one of the best things I've watched on television in a very long time.
Punisher Batman fan, I agree, Kruger. This one hit me in the feels.
Yeah, I
Amen,
mean,
brother.
I expect, like, even as a metaphor, when the world sucks and everything in the world is fucked up, sometimes you confide to that one person, and that's what this guy did. And unfortunately things went the way they did and his partner got sick, but fuck, he was like, there's no point anymore. I was here to protect you.
Yeah, he wasn't scared. It wasn't scared before you. And dude, that laugh from that whole strawberry scene, masterclass shit. Everything else around that is just cherries on top.
It was also good misdirection when they had Nick Offerman's character saying, like, I'm growing older faster, and you're assuming he's shot. He's going to be the one that he's going to have to take care of or maybe even put down. So I thought it was very well written. Great acting. Like I said, the storyline for this still is very much been there, done that. But this was a great character episode. Almost kind of like in the vein of like the Walking Dead Flowers episode, where you could just go in to that one episode and be like, wow, this is some great character shit.
Yeah.
And
and that's the thing about The Last of Us is it's a concept that had been done before in video games as well, but everything about what makes it special is the characters and the character development and how we watch these people grow and how they're getting through this fucking rough time that the world is just, imploding basically.
They have a little making of after each episode, and then the creator, I forgot his name, but the skinny dude with the beard, he said, like, if our ideas are better than what the story had, then that's what we'll go with. A lot of them aren't. This one was, because apparently, Kruger, you would know this, like Frank and really hated Bill, and that's where he offed himself because like every day is worse than the day before. This flip side of the coin is fucking awesome because like, just give me one more good day because most of them I had with you were fucking awesome. It's just so fucking good, dude.
What's the first store you raid? Like, is he hit Home Depot? I feel like
he was. Oh my! I fucking love that too. Like, if we want to do a spin-off or like just a movie of what he did, like as a prepper, like vindication.
Yeah, I feel like there's a lot of those guys that would just be like, "Ha ha, fuck you" from their bunkers. It's like people are being burned and.
Well, and one thing that I'm already seeing with this show is there's so much possibility for spin-off shit. We could spin off with Tess and Joel and all the fucked up things that they had to do to survive. We could spin off with, Frank and Bill and see how they ended up, surviving. We only really got a taste of it. There's only like really one scene where they're dealing with the outside factors. We get more of how they were living together. And man, I hope I know where the story is going, and I'm going to tell you motherfuckers are going to be heartbroken once it gets there, because I know I was.
I'm already nervous.
But
I'm surprised how much I love these. Well, I shouldn't be. He's a fucking Mandalorian. I love and fucking Lady Bear from Game of Thrones. No wonder I love this shit.
Yeah, well, and Pedro Pascal, he embodies the Joel character so well, and I was so skeptical. I think it was just for the sure fact that he didn't necessarily look exactly like Joel that like I was a little worried, but goddamn, dude, is he fucking killing it? And just watching him and Ellie's relationship grow, like, and it's just gonna grow more and more and more as time goes on with these episodes. And I can't wait to see where they go with this thing. I'm so fucking into this story.
Props to Ellie. Her every time she sees something new, like this car or the plane, her acting in that, like, oh my, I've never been here. Her like bright-eyed, doughy-eyed kid on Christmas. That shit is astounding. And then she's like, oh, you were in a plane, dude. You got to be in the sky. That's cool. That's awesome. Punisher Batman fan. As someone who played the game, I'm not sure I'm liking the changes they've made to Ellie. I feel like the character in the game was better.
I feel like, personally, right now, we haven't had enough of her for me to really differentiate the two. Yeah, it's a little bit different, but for the most part, I think she still hits the same bells and whistles she did within the first few chapters of the game. I'll be more interested to see how her character develops later on, and then I'll be able to like make a better comparison. But for me personally, as of right now, I'm cool with everything that they've done.
I'm actually shocked at the reception this episode's getting. I figured there'd be a lot more bigotry going on, but they're being pretty cool. And there's some for sure, but I expected a lot more.
Yeah, there definitely is. Like when you look on IMDb, this is the lowest rated episode for sure, and there's definitely surprised. Yeah, it's the lowest rated episode, and I think a big part of that is because people, just
get that broke shit off my TV.
Yeah, and but for me, man, I just like I haven't had a story involving a gay couple like this affect me ever.
I wanted to be their neighbors. That's how much I cared for these people.
Yeah, the people who were trying to tank it couldn't tank it hard because it's still at a 7.9 out of 10 at least.
Mm-hmm. Well, good. There's more. This episode blew me the fuck away, and we still got like what 27 minutes or so of Joel and Ellie. Man, I'm willing to come back to these guys if we need more flashback scenes because I love these characters. I can't wait to see where we go. And now I'm nervous as fuck because Kruger's like, oh, don't get attached or whatever you just said made me nervous.
Yeah, well, the other thing too is just the scene in the game is it's not big. It doesn't really matter to the story at all. So the fact that they fucking took that and just made this heartfelt little, piece about two people falling in love with each other when the world is fucking falling apart. Really, really well done. And I love this fucking show.
That strawberry giggle, man, that got me. Dan?
Yeah. Nick Offerman, though, too, man, like hilarious. But he can hit the dramatic scenes just perfect. And there are some light moments. I thought the one scene that was really funny was I can't remember exactly how the dialogue goes, but he says like you're paranoid, you're hiding, you think the government or Nazis. He's like, they are Nazis. Like, but yeah, now or whatever.
Not back then. Yeah, that shit was funny.
Yeah, I thought that was good. There is a lot of humor in it. Reading the note.
He's a paranoid schizophrenic. I'm not a schizophrenic. Him and Joel, their interaction. Bill and Joel, like they both have common ground and like they're both manly men.
Well, and the fact that they don't like each other, but then Bill leaves Joel with the like, I never liked you, but I always respected you.
Yeah,
and that's why if anybody found us here, I figured it would be you. And stuff like that, just it's so well done, and it makes me I'm actually a little bit curious to see, because there is a remake of the video game already out. I think it came out last year, and I'm curious to see if there's any difference with the remake version of the game with this scene, or if they just went with what they did with the first rendition of it. But like I said, the first rendition, you're 100% right, Pugs. Like Bill 100 is totally like pissed off that Frank offed himself type shit, and like he's
well, the letter was fucked up.
Yeah.
What a dickhead. But if that's how he felt, that's how he felt. That's this version is way better. Not that I played the game or anything, but
and also the difference is the letter is from Bill on this one, I believe, and then in the video game it's from Frank because Bill's still alive.
Gotcha. Yeah, this is phenomenal. This is now becoming appointment viewing for me, so
yeah.
I dig it.
Sunday at 6.
Yeah, man. Fuck it. I can't wait for the next episode. I can't wait for that, but I also just can't wait to watch all you motherfuckers get your heart broken by
damn. What do we need a euchre?
Oh, dude, no. Like, because I already know what's coming. I already know it's coming.
If they stick with it, they could change something. Because if they have a better idea, they may.
If they're going with they already mentioned the second season is going to tackle the second game, so. If they go where I think they're gonna go, I think.
Could they get a green light yet though?
Yeah.
HBO.
They announced it right after the third episode.
Yeah.
Oh, good.
Honestly, we didn't bring that up at the top, but I'll bring it up now. With Warner Brothers starting the trend of Pugs hit me up yesterday about what was the show that disappeared?
Paramount's buying Showtime, so Showtime took out Let the Right One In. And there are 2 other shows that they pulled off of streaming and downloading from their thing. They're shopping it around, but who knows how long that'll take.
This one's just pulled. They said it was for the tax break.
Oh, fuckers.
So be prepared to be happy, Pugs.
Yay.
You know what it is?
No, but...
Well, it is probably the worst they announce it, but it is the latest version of the Twilight Zone.
Good!
I see. I knew Pugs was going to be.
Toss that shit in the fucking trash. No. There's from Paramount Plus, or no, that was no. Is it Paramount Plus?
Now I'm confused. What movie?
Twilight Zone. Whatever CBS.
Yeah, it was Paramount Plus. It was.
There you go. So, yeah. So now it's pulled. You can't even watch it there.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
But
I'm okay with that.
We need space for better shit anyway. That's fine.
Yeah, we need space for fucking Velma.
That can go to. You know what? To be fair, I haven't seen it, but I believe you.
That show could
watch
suck.
The first 10 minutes of the episode.
I don't need to.
One. That's all.
I'm good.
To give you an answer on that, I watched 2 episodes. I'm not watching the rest.
The fact that piece of shit got fucking renewed already.
It did?
It's already renewed for a second season.
I think that's a spite renewal because
here's the thing: it's not for us. That's the thing. It's like
it's not for anyone.
It's people who like Mindy,
Todd,
Mindy.
Even they don't like
Todd,
it.
My mom loves Mindy, and she fucking watched that shit, and she was like, "What the fuck is this dog shit that I'm watching on the screen right now? This sucks terribly. It is so she was even more heated than I was. And I was like, God damn, like you actually like this bitch that's playing Velma too, but fucking dude." Well, what sucks is the trailer really had me interested. It looked like Harley Quinn with fucking Scooby-Doo characters. I was really into that idea, but they deliver on I would say not even a 10th of the gore that the Harley Quinn show does, and it's just not fucking funny at all. It is the most unfunny piece. I have never I'm sitting here, I'm like, oh, I should be laughing, but this is fucking stupid.
Yeah. Zombie 7979. No, Pugs. You need to watch it to hate truly. My hate's pretty strong, buddy.
Let the hate flow through you.
Phidias will be proud of me. But yeah, great fucking show. Not Velma.
Yeah,
The
but
Last
The
of
Last
Us.
of Us. Yeah.
Twilight Zone, was that the one you're talking
Oh,
about?
she eats shit.
Yeah,
I'm glad. I hope he's crushed.
What
I-
about the ending of Showtime? How do you feel about that?
It ran its course.
At
Is
least
it really
at-
Showtime now, or
It's
any
gonna
of the,
be-
you know?
It's
Well,
going to
now-
be Paramount Plus with bonus content Showtime or something fucking stupid.
my whole
So-
thing, the only reason I fucking even care about Showtime right now is Yellow Jackets, and at least that got renewed for a second fucking season. So
Yeah,
I'm happy.
They're keeping it, Todd. So don't, yeah.
So I'm
Which
not worried.
now I gotta fucking start because I'm that and 30 coins I gotta get in.
I'm, as
30
soon as the-
Monedas, HBO
yeah,
Max.
as soon as the next season goes, I'm going to binge the other ones going in.
Dude, you guys are going to cream your pants when you watch 30 Monedas. It is fucking amazing. I cannot wait. Oh, I'm fucking you just reminded me that it's coming out this year.
Yeah.
And season 2, and fuck, dude. Even if you don't even watch the show, watch a teaser for fucking the second season, and you're just gonna be like, fuck, this has Alex de Iglesias in it, and this shit looks that cool. I'm in.
Punisher Batman fan, are you guys watching Power Slap at all? I've seen one episode. I'm in. This is a fucking terrible idea. You were just watching.
Is that the Dana White one?
Yes,
Yeah.
it's a slapping competition, dude. They put cotton balls in their ears so they don't bleed. Like, and one of them
Okay,
slapped it
so-
out.
People
So-
are gonna bitch that out of existence. I bet you anything.
I don't know. People have been sharing the hell out of those clips.
It's got a good lead in it right after AEW. That's when they show the.
Well,
fucking
it has a
slapping.
good lead in after what Dana White did to his wife too.
Did he slap her
but-
too?
You
Yeah.
ain't nothing.
We have
I have
frustrated
a- I have a-
features do not condone.
Do not
this.
approve.
Yeah, I have a little bit of a controversial opinion on this slap shit because I'm a guy that usually I don't care about things like this, but this just looks like a horrible way of people getting a lot of brain damage.
It is.
And
It's very astute, Mr. Kruger.
for me personally, somebody that definitely has CTE, I feel bad for a lot of these guys because they're making fucking shit money. And I'm a huge advocate when it comes to UFC. Like I love fucking UFC and I love their product. I've been a fan of it for years and years and years. But those guys get paid shit sometimes. If you don't draw, you get paid like garbage. And these people are making like 2,000 to show and 2,000 to win, and $4,000 to get fucking probably a couple of years knocked off your life. I don't know, brother. Like, I'm a fucking deathmatch wrestler for fuck's sake. You know, I'm a fucking go do this shit in a couple of months and get cut the fuck up with, you know, barbed wire and all types of shit for not even a quarter of what these guys are making for money. But
That's a hell of a payday.
I feel bad for honestly the people that have to compete in this thing because a lot of them, if you look it up, they're failed mixed martial artists. They're guys that
Indie Phantom says Big Willie's only slap.
That needs to be the sweeps week episode.
For indie wrestling, though, yeah, $2,000. Like, yeah, I'll shove the weed whacker in my asshole. Sure, $2,000.
Don't give away my secrets. But I definitely didn't make $2,000. Let's just put it that way. But
Also,
yeah.
the luck of the draw, because if you're not the first one to slap and you don't knock him out, you're kind of fucked.
well, and it's just like with MMA, you can block. You know, this you got to just take a full blown.
Has someone tried to block it like out of instinct yet?
No, they do a
no.
turn and they get points deducted, but
like, well, and that's my problem too. Is some of the point shit, like with punches, like you gotta fucking roll with them sometimes so you don't get knocked out. And this, you
Punisher
get
Batman fan. He has. I feel bad as well, but I can't turn away from it.
no, I
Is
get.
it
I
hosted by Mike Adamle?
no,
It took him a minute. Come on, that was fun.
but yeah, I feel bad for the people that have to do this bullshit. Like, yeah, you're getting exposure, you're on television and all this, but at the same time, knowing the repercussions of chronic brain trauma, I'm not a big fan of it. I actually haven't I've just seen the clips, and watching that poor bastard's face fucking look like it was about to like, dude, this guy's fucking left side of his face looked like it was falling off.
Dude,
Like,
well, the first one they show is real time, and then they do the slow mo, which shows everything wiggle. Like you can see the impact. It's brutal.
I will say though, I do need. Do you guys know who Slap for Cash is?
No.
So he's this 500-pound big fucker that slaps people for cash. Literally, he'll give you money. Like if you take a slap by him, he'll give you some cash, and then
How
he'll
much we
record it
talking?
and put it up on his on his YouTube. And he knocks motherfuckers out with slaps all the time. So there's
You're not part of this.
so he's not yet. I guess he's been called, and then the guy that he was supposed to slap pulled out or whatever the fuck. But whenever Slap for Cash does make his slap fight debut, I will be watching because that dude, he fucking you guys would love him. He's this fucking lunatic that hangs out with Nate and Nick Diaz that just does a bunch of coke and fucking is a fucking maniac. And he fucking hits like a fucking brick shit house. So I want to see him fuck some people up before this gets banned for life, because to be honest with
It's
you,
not gonna last.
with the reception it's been getting, especially the reception it's been getting from people in the fight game, I don't think it's gonna last very long. I think we have a year at best when it comes to this thing, and so enjoy it while it lasts. I mean, again, it's just one of those things where like UFC had no rules when it first started out, and it was fucking brutal. You could hit people in the nuts. You could fucking fish hook motherfuckers, headbutt them, and all that shit.
No weight classes. It was just fucking
Yeah. And I just don't know how. I don't think this will be able to evolve like UFC did because of just it being literally, hey, hit me in the fucking face as hard as you can.
Sorry.
If you don't knock me out, then you go ahead.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. I will be watching it today. I'm an asshole. I think it's funny.
I'm gonna check it out too. I saw that one famous clip where like the little string bean dude slaps the big guy, does nothing, and then he just obliterates him. That's all.
I think that dude's from Russia, and he is a part of this slap competition. And they even got chicks doing this shit. Dude, the chick
I haven't seen that yet.
Oh, the girl one I saw was fucking brutal. Like the chick took the slap and she thought she was good, and then she just straight up like fucking dropped and somersaulted over. And they're like, "You're done. You're done."
All right. Well, on that note,
guys, thank you so much. We recorded a bunch of shows recently, so make sure you listen to them all. Patreon.com/fleshwoundfeatures. It all starts at just $1. You really help the show run. We appreciate it. Lots of exclusive content coming up. We are heading into Oscar season, so you get to see us review some well-respected films with no decapitations probably at all. But we'll still make it fun for you.
or at least a couple. Come on.
Somebody will get stabbed. Somebody gets stabbed. But anyways, on that note, we will see you back here next time. Good night.
Good
Chuck
evening.
Norris rules.
Whatever you do, don't fall asleep.
I'll see you in Disneyland.